Hi guys, and welcome to today's show. Today I'm going to be doing my top 5 mechanical automatic watches under $500. Do a quick wristwatch check. I am indeed wearing the Seiko SKX, and I'm doing the Schwarzkopf today, and I have my Tudor Day dates. In homage to General Schwarzkopf, who used to wear 2 watches. If you don't know why I do this, check earlier videos. It's a little bit eccentric. By all means, don't feel obliged to do it yourself. Just a little thing that I like to do. But anyway, let's get on with the video. And actually, talking of SKXs, you'll notice in this list there is not any divers. Now that is basically because under $500, I really believe the SKX, the Orient, the Orient Mako, which I have here, they really dominate. Also the Seiko Monster. They're around the $200 mark. So check out an earlier video, I'll leave the link down in the description, of best watches under or around the $200 mark. Because to be honest, I think those divers really do dominate this price range. If we're talking above $500, then there's going to be a whole different bunch of divers. But we'll do $500 to $1,000 very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, let's get on with this particular list. At number 5, we have the Tissot Visodate. Now, this is the only watch in this list that I haven't actually reviewed. A friend of mine recently bought one of these, and I was really impressed by it. I'm going to try and review it as soon as I can. He's still in his honeymoon period with the watch, so I didn't want to deprive him of the watch for this video, but I will do a review on it very, very soon. It's quite an impressive little dress watch. It has a day-date complication. It has a ETA or ETA 2824 Swiss movements, the standard version. But at this price range, you're getting quite a hell of a lot of watch. It has this beautiful kind of retro vintage appeal. It's part of Tissot's heritage line. It looks a lot more expensive than it really is. There's a 40mm version, there's a 42mm version. Beautiful, stunning sword hands. Very elegant for the money, certainly. I love Tissot. They're a quality Swiss brand. In fact, if I recall correctly, it's one of my first Swiss brands I had when I was a child, I think. When I was a teen, I had a Tissot. I think it was the PRC 200. I might be wrong about it. It was a quartz piece. Very reliable, very well made. It's a good, solid, entry-level Swiss brand. So if you want to get your first Swiss watch, and an automatic one at that, for below $500, you can't go wrong with the Visodate. Okay, so moving on. At number 4, we have the Orient Star Classic. Now, I actually owned this piece for a while. I have since sold it, but don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic piece. I absolutely adore it. Orient are a great brand from Japan, made in Japan, completely in-house. Really great movement in there. It comes in at 38mm, a little bit touch smaller, but for me it's the perfect size, can fit all wrists. Very dressy, has this kind of 60s Mad Men-esque aesthetic to it. Very stylish, very elegant. It has a lovely domed crystal, kind of again in keeping with that Mad Men style. It also comes with a power reserve complication, a little gauge at the top that tells you how much power you have left in it. Fully automatic, in-house, like I said. You can get several versions. There's a beautiful blue-handed version that really gives it an even more kind of sophisticated look. I love the blue-hand version. There's a gold tone, there's a different color dials. It's an impeccable watch for the money. You're getting a really nice, outstanding finish on it. I just love the size, and I love the fit and finish. It looks great on all kinds of straps, and again, it looks a lot more expensive than it really is. A cracking little dress watch. I love the Orient Star. And of course, I have reviewed this. I'll leave a link in the description. I do miss my Orient Star Classic, but of course, I can't keep all the watches. Out of this list, I have kept one of them, which of course is at number 1, but we'll get to that in just a moment. So, moving on, number 3. The Seiko Alpinist. Now this is quite an unusual watch. It's a mountaineering watch, it's an adventure watch, it's a field watch, but has a very dressy appeal because of the gold numerals and the gold hands. It's a little bit more sophisticated than your average field watch. It has an in-house Japanese movement. This of course is the fully automatic 23 jewel 6R15 movement, which is absolutely outstanding. It has a huge power reserve of 50 hours, 200 meters water resistant, really tough little watch with deer shock protection in there. Could take the knocks of mountaineering, but yet you put it on a leather strap, you put it with a suit, it looks very, very classy indeed. I absolutely love the Alpinist. Now, of course, the green is not going to be to everybody's liking. It's a very rich, luscious green, really works with gold. If you like it, check it out. Of course, it's 38 millimeters again, so a little bit smaller, but yet suits all wrists and kind of has that mid-century size. So it does lend to its sophistication a little bit more, especially if you're bigger wristed. I think it looks really, really cool indeed. Of course, what makes it unique and in keeping with its Japanese mountaineering heritage or what it was designed to do is that inner rotating bezel, which is very, very unique. Has an extra crown. I believe it's at 4 o'clock position, if I remember correctly, to access that inner rotating bezel. Very sleek, very elegant. Nothing else out there like it. It is a Japanese domestic release only, but you can get it online if you know where to look, and I totally recommend the Alpinist. Outstanding timepiece. Okay, moving on. Number 2 is the Hamilton Khaki King Auto. Now, I own this watch right back at the early days of my channel. I don't know why I didn't review it. I featured it in an EDC video. I think I sold it to a friend, if I remember correctly, and it was just a quick sale and I didn't have time to review it. I really regret it. I'm almost considering buying it back just to review it. Hamilton really is an American heritage brand. I mean, Elvis Presley wore a Hamilton. It's in countless movies. It has a really rich heritage. I absolutely adore Hamilton. They are fantastic quality Swiss pieces. They moved their operation to Switzerland now, so I think it's owned by the Swatch Group. But regardless, they make fantastic high quality watches for a very affordable price. Hamilton Khaki King to me is an American classic. It's a field watch, has that 24-hour markings on an inner dial, very elegant dial with almost not a panpipe, but does have a kind of little bit of layering in it, which really adds to its character. Beautiful case, very conservative at 38mm size. We got a Swiss ETA in there, and a display back so you can see the movement as well. Has a day-date complication, which is very, very useful at the top of the dial. You can get it in various different versions. Comes on a lovely leather strap, beautiful brown, rich, thick leather strap, and it really is outstanding for the money. I just adore it. It's got this kind of military aesthetic, but yet with a suit on a leather strap, it looks very smart indeed. It's a very versatile and fantastic everyday watch. Getting that Swiss made American heritage, what more could you want for under $500? I mean, really. There's also a bracelet version as well, so check that out if you prefer bracelets. The Hamilton Khaki King Auto, definitely at my number 2. Of course, sapphire crystal on the front and back. Sorry, I neglected to mention. So, moving on. Now, what is my number 1? Well, it can only be one watch. You guys know I love this watch to bits. I still have it in my collection. I should have been wearing it today. Silly me, I didn't think of it, but actually I think my wife's got it. She borrows it all the time. I love this watch to bits, and it can only be the Seiko SARB033. There's also the 035 if you want the cream dial version, but this black dialed version really is fantastically elegant for the money. You get the same movement as in the Alpinist, the 6R15. It's a really robust, reliable movement, the 50-hour power reserve. It just keeps on going. It can take the shock and everyday wear with no problem at all. The styling of the case is very much like its expensive Grand Seikos. Obviously, it's not going to have the same katana blade finishing or whatever they call it, but it has that look. It has that sophisticated, elegant look of its really expensive, you know, the Grand Seikos go into several thousands. I mean, you're paying really for that movement, but it has that aesthetic. So in many ways, it's the Grand Seiko without that expensive engine inside of it, if you think of it in automotive terms. Fully automatic 23 jewel movement, of course, and a display back this time, unlike the Alpinist. Lovely 38mm size, really classic size. It's good for him and for her. As I told you, my wife is currently wearing it. That's why I'm not wearing it today. I adore this watch and I can't see myself ever selling it. It looks great on a variety of straps. Very, very dressy indeed. It has this appearance of being more expensive than it really is. Beautiful little sword hands, very elegant, very desirable dial. I love the applied markers. Just goes with anything. You put that on, it goes with jeans, a jacket, formal wear, a suit, everything. You're just covered, you know. And the great thing is about these Seikos is they are built like tanks. They will last. I mean, some of them, I've heard some of them go for 15, 20 years without a service, and that is astounding. So Seiko make it all in-house, their own factory. They don't rely on anybody else, which is an astonishing achievement for watches at this level, and it just goes to show you what amazing timepieces you can get at this price. I put my money where my mouth is. I own this watch. It's an essential part of my collection. I adore it, and this is why it's my number one. I totally recommend it. Every day I get at least a couple of emails from people telling me, thanking me for their recommendation of the SKX, or especially the Seiko SARB033. It really has become a hit. Now, it is a domestic model, but Long Island watches do get them in occasionally. They might be sold out, but have a look. I'll leave a link down below. If you need more information, check out my previous review. It's just astonishing for the money. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'd really like to hear your feedback, your opinions on the best watches under $500. Please nominate them down below in the comments. This is of course my personal list. In my personal opinion, I try to go for the watches that offer the most for the money, but I'd really like to hear your feedback. So please, questions, queries, recommendations, opinions, all the rest of it down in the comments below. As always, I'll try and get back to as many of you as I can. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please don't forget to give this a like if you found it useful and you enjoyed it. It really, really does help me. So please don't forget to do that. As always, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, ciao.